Hey, it's Dane Saintus, head trainer at Carrollton facility. I'm here with one of my players, Aaron Pondeca, and his father, Helder. Basically, I want to bring you guys in to kind of just talk about, the history of the program and what it's done for you, Aaron, especially, and then also get your feedback from it on, as a parent, things that you had to go through. I guess where I'll start first is, because a lot of people will see Aaron play, right, and they will not know where he started, right, and you remember, right, and you remember when you first started the program, you did it, and, we remember how he ran, right? It was the worst coordination ever, right? You remember that? It was like, we call it the crab thing, right? You remember? So, just going from that Little Onions program and where you started to where you're at now is kind of where I want to kind of just go through the history of what, everything you've been through with the program and kind of talk about that. I know as a parent, there was one point in time where you stopped doing futsal, right? When you first started, and you had told your dad, why? Why'd you stop? Why'd you, stop doing the futsal for a little bit?
Because I wanted to play tennis, and I didn't want to seem bad.
Right. You didn't want to be bad at what you did. You felt like you were bad at it, right? And as a parent, he wanted to make that decision. From your standpoint, what was it? How did it feel?
Well, I mean, for us, both my wife and I, we wanted to support Aaron and whatever he wanted to do, and in the summers he would go out in Tucson and play tennis, and so we felt like maybe we need to take a step back, because when we look at all of our children, they all liked futsal and they're all coordinated. Aaron was a little different, and so again, we wanted to support him and make sure that we didn't want it more than he did.
Right.
And so we allowed him to do what he felt he wanted to do in sports, and so we kind of took a back step from futsal, took a breather, and allowed him to make those decisions.
Yeah. And then there was a moment in time where, I know you told me about it, you decided you wanted to come back and try it again, right? What was it that made you want to come back and do it?
My brother's talking about it and the experience that they had every time they came back from training.
Yeah. And what were some of those things that they said? Do you remember?
Not a lot, but it would just make me excited to go.
Yeah.
And just come back.
Yeah.
To add to that, he would always come. So even though he wasn't doing futsal, he would have to come.
Yeah.
And he would come and he'd be upstairs with me while I'm working, or he would sit there and watch, and we'll do homework together, but he'll be watching, and you can kind of see day by day, week by week, a month went by, and he just kind of got the itch back, and was like, Dad, I want to do futsal again.
Yeah. And you started coming back in, right? And from that moment on, right? I know for me as a trainer and a coach and all the staff, we saw a difference in your training, right? It wasn't just coming out just to have fun, which is great, but you also had a dedication, you had a goal in mind. Talk about those. What was your mentality when you came back and trained?
I want to be the best player in futsal I can be, and just try my best to succeed what I can do.
Yeah. And in training, what was your, because at that point we were just doing training, so what things in training made you want to continue to train?
The sessions and the people that were in it, the motivation of getting better as a player and getting off and on the court and meeting the players.
Yeah. And then I know there was you had got the whole group of them that were training. You did Onions, right? You did the Onion team. The first league that they played in, right? How was it? How were you guys' games?
Getting blown out 22.
But then that one goal you guys scored, what'd you guys do?
Celebrate.
Oh man, it was like a party. Everybody was dancing, everybody was celebrating, and it was like, it went from how the history of the games go. You guys went from going blown out, and then all of a sudden it went from 20-0, 20-1 to
10-1, 5-1, and 5-5. To where we're at now, where we can compete with the best of them.
Yeah, so, you remember that? I mean, how has the training changed you as a player though? Like, what do you feel like you've gotten most from the environment and the training?
Knowing that I can come to training and I can just be myself, and that I can play futsal the way I want to play.
Absolutely, Absolutely, I like that. And we now start going into tournaments, where we start competing in tournaments, right? And as a parent, you see the difference. I mean, what ways has this, futsal training and the whole environment, the whole culture of City Futsal, what ways has it changed him for you in your eyes?
For me, and for Aaron is a perfectionist, and he wants to be the best in everything that he does. And so what training has done for him is prepared him for game situations, and that he comes in already knowing what he's going to do.
Yeah.
It's not, there's never a situation in a tournament or any game that he's not sure what he has to do. And so training has helped that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have leagues, and these are for people that haven't actually seen him play, but we have leagues that, where he plays in his own age, where, he's very dominant in his league, right? And we always, I know me and you always talk about it, hey, maybe we should put him up. And I always say no. You remember, and I always give you the reason why, because we believe that no matter what, whether he's this level or this level within his own age group, it's good for him to continue to play in his own age group, to continue to build what? I always say it. Do you know it?
Mentality.
Mentality and what on the ball?
Control.
Confidence, right? That aggression, to continue to be aggressive, Yeah, we can put you in a higher division, but the focus, the philosophy, the methodology we have is for you to grow in division as a player. Not for the competition, right? But also for you to just continue to play around the players your age, but then also challenge you a little bit here and there by playing up in age division. But I think, going into tournaments and tournament play, you talk about the culture of City Futsal. Why is it so fun to go on tournaments?
Just traveling and having the experience, like in the recent trip whenever we went to Orlando, staying in the house with everyone else.
Absolutely.
And then once we got to the training, it was nice meeting Diego,
the
Argentinian coach.
Oh yeah. But what's the one thing that we do when we go to tournaments and one of our teams is playing? What's it? Oh, I mean. Well, let me hear. What's your favorite chant that we do?
Come on, City, score a goal. It's really, really simple.
Put the ball into the net and we'll go really mental. La 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 la. But I mean, for me, that's one of the best things about the tournament as well. We talk about it. We come back and we're like, hey, and then what does that do to you? You've had it done at your games. What does that do for you as a player when everybody's chanting for you?
Get your confidence up.
Oh man. That feeling. Explain that feeling.
It just makes you want to go.
Yeah, you get the chills going, right? You get that adrenaline, and you guys see it. You guys turn on. You guys play. But my whole thing was to get your story because, look, people will see you play, and they won't know where you came from. I think it's important to share with people, and also let as a parent, I know it's not easy seeing that as well, right? Seeing that your kid is struggling with the coordination and struggling with the level of where everybody is, but I think our program embodies that. Look, if you stick with it, right? If you dedicate your time to something, and you've always been one to stay on the outside and let us and trust in what we're doing, and let us kind of take our role in what our development is with him, and kind of let it play out, right? And you see now the effects it's have on you and had on your game. So.
We always felt it's important to provide a good environment for the children, and City Futsal has been able to do that for the past 5-6 years, and so our boys have always been here. And from that, again, it's not overnight; it's a process, and it takes time. And so Aaron is a great example of that process and what City Futsal has been able to do for him. So we're happy, and